Microsoft security experts are now suggesting that people not learn C++ for security, but actually Rust.
Okay. In other words, basically, that's um, the next advancement
And yeah.
no, in programming. That's all.
Yeah.
But
Programming.
I mean, what you
This
had,
is,
we had Fortran, all the kind of stuff. You moved up to C and C to C plus plus and C sharp and then Python, all that
people
kind of stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
people like Rust because it's memory safe without having the baggage of a garbage collector.
Mm-hmm.
So it runs a lot closer to the performance of C and C plus plus,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why
Yeah.
everybody's switching to it. And a lot of
You know,
people don't know that.
the libraries are more secure than the old stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
70% of your bugs and security breaches are memory bugs,
Yeah.
stuff that's caused by C and C plus plus because you have to manage your memory manually.
Yeah, and it was never C and C plus plus was never built for the modern computer chips because
No,
they're so
it
big and
wasn't.
run so fast. It wasn't built for that. So you need to I agree with him. You probably need to update your programming language to actually fit up because it's probably too much work to make to retrofit.
Yeah, to manage memory
Yeah,
and do other stuff. Yes.
yeah, 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 to do all that kind of stuff. So basically, that's they had to come up with a new programming language. That's probably Rust. So I agree with him.
But yeah, everybody's adopting Rust. Linux is adopting Rust, and a lot of red framers are adopting Rust. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's got to, it's going to have its trade-offs, I'm sure, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
it does.
I'm not a programmer like you. Is it still as close to the bare metal as C is, or where is it? Or is it a little higher up? Where is it?
Um, Based on what I've been seeing, I haven't really compiled anything with it, but based on
Mm,
what I've been seeing, it's closer to the metal,
it's closer to metal,
actually.
so it's closer to the to the chip.
Yeah, it's closer to.
It's not interpreted like Python and a few others.
No, no, this is compiled.
Okay, all right.
This
So
is a
another
this is a compiled language, and it
Is it a
doesn't.
com- is it a complete rewrite, or is it just an extension of C plus plus and C sharp or the C language?
It's
What is it?
I believe it's a rewrite.
Is it a rewrite? Okay, all right.
It's still
Uh,
done in the C style, but it's a rewrite.
Okay,
Is
so basically it's new code. Who actually came up with the idea? What school did it come out of?
I have to look that up.
Look it up and see who look at you got to do the history of Rust and see um, who invented it or who came up with the idea. Just like Linux and Unix,
Hmm.
right? Okay, who did it? Why did they come up with it? Okay, what is the iteration of Rust? So you have to do a whole fishbowl on it. Where it start and what are the iterations of it, and see
Hmm.
what the that'll tell you what the pros and cons of Rust is. But I'm sure it is with the modern chip. Um, that well,
Yeah, it's
see,
designed to work with the modern
with the modern
infrastructure.
chip, that's
Yeah.
a modern infrastructure, because I'm sure C gets mighty bloated, okay, or C plus plus get mighty bloated when you have to work with these modern chips. So it's probably
Oh,
more
the
streamlined.
horde. Yeah, yeah, I've seen enough header files. Good lord. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
have you
yeah.
seen it, AB? Have you actually seen it?
See
Or you just
Russ,
yeah? Have you actually seen it? Have you seen it like in use?
have you have you actually programmed with Rust?
Yeah.
No, I need to download the compiler. I haven't started yet.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it's still new and it's still got to be implemented. I'm sure it has to. The thing is, they're introducing it because it's got to go through a shakeout. Because I don't hear a
It
whole lot of
started by
people.
Gerda and Jorge created Rust personal project we're working at. Oh, this is from Mozilla.
Oh,
Firefox.
Mozilla. Okay, Firefox.
Yeah, it
Okay,
came from Firefox.
so when was first initial iteration of Rust? How long ago?
'06.
Oh, six. Okay.
The first stable release was in 2015.
Okay. 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 So it's had a pretty long
Yeah,
The development cycle. Yeah. Okay.
it's been around for a little while.
Yeah, yeah, development cycle. So a lot of your bugs are probably knocked out. The thing is that we need people like you to actually program it on and see how it is, because if it's not, people have to actually want to use it
Hmm.
over something else. Okay. So the thing is, what advantages does it have um, um, over the old code? Because the thing is that does it have enough libraries? Does it have enough things where you can actually hook into your modern infrastructure?
Yes.
Okay. And that's what. So it needs programmers to actually shake this thing out and see what its pros and cons are.
Yeah. If you never tried to build a window with C++, have fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of header files, a lot of
yeah,
strange looking code to just to
yeah,
prop up the window.
yeah. If you have to do it, yeah, bare naked. Yeah. The thing is that it's been around long enough that you have a whole bunch of libraries that you don't have to do all that. You just make calls to your library
Yep.
to do it for you. So that's an advantage that you have with long legacy code like this. The libraries are so big. But the thing is, when you introduce
Yeah.
libraries, it also introduces security risk too.
Hmm.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, if you never experienced C++, it's a whole different beast from script. If you're coming from a scripting language,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah,
C++
yeah, yeah.
is a whole different
Oh yeah, yeah,
monster.
yeah, yeah.
I think they doing something with the new like 3D programming languages too. Like,
Yeah, with the
they're
3D
doing a lot of
programming,
stuff. Yeah.
that's based. The thing is, 3D programming language is based on what he's talking about. Basically, your underlying programming code is C, C++, and Rust. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a
Okay.
reason why video games stick with C++. They need the processing power.
You need processing power, and you need
Okay.
libraries, and basically, and your operating system normally use C because they need
Mhm.
to get as close to the chip as possible
Yeah, a
without
Okay.
lot of
going
your
without going into the machine language.
yeah, both Linux and Windows are trying to rewrite their some of their tools in Rust
Yeah, yeah,
because it's a safer language to
yeah, yeah.
operate in without the bugs.
Like
Yeah,
like
I had
like like all your antivirus is written in machine language.
yeah, I
Yep.
had to re purchase the programs I run for my 3D printer, the CNC or whatever. What is it
Mm.
called? The operating system. You know, we got to pay for that.
Ooh,
And
it depends what machine you're running on. Linux,
Mhm.
it could be.
no, I
There's a
run
lot.
Linux. I run Linux. Yeah. So,
So it's a special form of Linux that you run it
hold-
on.
yeah. I'm gonna hold on, let me get the exact printer I use. Hold on. Let me get the name of it. Hold on. Let me go over here. But yeah, it runs on.
You're bored out.
No. Yeah, because I'm going to look at the printer to see the exact one.
Hmm.
Hold on. In the other room. Let me see.
But yeah, apparently OpenAI has a new image generation model.
Yeah, this stuff is just going to keep accelerating,
I
man.
know.
So, and basically, I keep telling. Oh, well, I told you, um, I've been watching this stuff for so long. The stuff only gets better.
Hmm.
So banking, all that kind of stuff, banking, all kind of stuff, man. Because somebody's asking me, I think in my AMA, man, um, about his grandparents who were a silent generation, right? How do you get them to actually start using some of this stuff? Because a lot of things, a lot of ways they used to do things is not there
Oh
anymore, right?
gosh, don't.
Like paying bills and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
I told them the only way is to find old people that are close to their age that are using the technology. That's the best way.
Yeah, because if
Uh,
they don't use the technology, they'll bug you to. Oh my
they
gosh.
will bug you to death. And also, the thing is, you got to find uh, what really works on that works on older people is peer pressure. Works better on them
Hmm.
because their friends and their people their age are using it. They'll get curious and sometimes they get jealous. Okay,
Hmm.
you trying to tell them that it doesn't translate. Um, because my mother, she looks to see what kind of tech I have. I
Because
say, okay, you trying to steal something? Go ahead.
my uncle asked me one day, how come you don't get your answers from them on cell phone and stuff like, man, because I don't want that headache. They already don't listen to me anyway. They hard headed, and
Okay,
I ain't about to go explain nothing to
they,
them.
they still on landlines.
No, they on cell phones now, but I wasn't about to go explain. They don't listen to me on anything else. So why would I go explain it to them?
What you could explain. The thing is this. 'Cause I told a story about how my mother got into tech. Right.
Okay.
Is that I had bought a iPad from my son. Right. Old
Hmm.
iPad. Right. Because he needed some
Yeah.
money. And said, well, I said, okay. He said, I'm selling my iPad. I said, man, you need money? He said, yeah, I'll buy it from you. So I bought it from him. Right. And then I
Hmm.
didn't need it because I got plenty of tech. Right. And my mother saw it, and she said, "Can I have it?" I said, "Why do you want it?" And she said, "Because I saw a lady at church reading her Bible on the iPad,
Yep.
and I thought it was cool." So that's how
Oh
she got
yeah.
introduced. Yeah,
I got several
some,
Bibles on my tablet. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Normally, it's what it is peer pressure, just like anything else, man. Why you think
Yeah.
women use iPhones? It's peer pressure. That's what works on older folks the same way.
All
No,
right.
some things don't change, huh?
No, but people are people, man. In fact, the older they get, the more of their old programming comes out.
Hmm.
Now, I have to keep. The reason it doesn't with me, I reinvent myself, constantly. So I try to keep on the bleeding edge, so I don't get stuck.
Gotcha.
Yep. I got 100 people watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit my Cash App support
Please
the
hit the
show.
cash app. Yeah, because
Hit the
normally,
super chat.
because y'all getting peaks on what there's normally Patreon level stuff.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, here go the one I got a couple
Mm,
years ago was called a Prusa MK3. I
okay.
don't know. I haven't really printed nothing on that one because I don't know how to use the pro. Like I don't know how to program it. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to not use them till I can actually do the programming.
They don't have videos. They don't have any.
No, they do, but I just got like I'm just now doing the free code camp. I
Okay,
just finished like the 61st lesson at free code camp.
okay.
So I'm gonna try to do that a couple, at least another time before I try to run it
So
myself.
what kind of language are you running?
No, it's already preset. You just pay for the service. Yeah.
I understand
Like,
what saying. You said you had a program. So what
oh
language are
yeah,
you?
I'm turning on my laptop now. Yeah. It's
Okay.
all booting up now. Yeah, so I can see exactly what because I run it through the program and I just pay for it. Like through Microsoft 365.
Oh, okay. Well, you run the
That was an
Yeah.
Windows,
awesome
man. You run the
program.
Windows. You run the Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running Windows. Yeah. I run
Okay.
Windows on the Dell. Yeah,
Yeah, you run in Windows, and basically you run an applet through that. So
yeah,
you run in Windows, and Windows is programmed in C. So you're using C.
yeah. So I know they was just. I think they might have been that Rust thing you guys were talking about. They were
Well,
sending
no, no.
us.
Well, Rust. I don't. I haven't really. Well, AB can tell you better than me. I don't
It's
know.
a system level. As McDrama Bear said in the chat. Yeah, it is strongly typed. It's a
Yeah,
system levels programming language. That's what it
yeah,
was designed for.
yeah. And
It doesn't.
Okay.
normally you would start. I think what Microsoft is getting ready to do is change over its operating system, start programming its operating system in Rust instead of C if they're doing it already. Okay. In
Hmm.
other words, they're going to start developing their programs and their operating systems in C. And probably they're gonna start with the lower level things like the uh, like the X chips that are basically
Hmm.
high level phone chips, just like the M1s and stuff like that.
Yeah, the ARM
I,
chips.
the ARM chips, yeah, they're gonna start running. I think that's what they're gonna experiment on. I think Rust and that kind of operating system is probably gonna be Rust is probably gonna be the first.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead.
because Apple to program for the iPhone and the Mac for the
Mm,
longest time was
mm.
you only had Objective C, and eventually Apple
That
switched that out. They created Swift,
yeah. Yeah,
and
Objective C and basically Bax has been running the version of Unix for a long time. So
hmm
and basically Unix and Linux are what your ARM chips run on anyway.
yeah, and Apple switched to Objective Swift, not to switch to Swift because it's an easier programming language, and like you said, there's a lot of higher level stuff with the ARM chips and stuff,
Yeah,
and you just need a different kind. You don't want to be worrying about memory leaks and all that crap, like while you're trying to program for the other stuff.
yeah.
See, I'm trying to learn how. I'm just doing it through free code camp. I haven't did. any like paid classes on computer programming yet.
The thing is, and what I've learned, over time, man. Okay, what's more important, a couple $100 or your time that you waste?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So in other words, do the math. What's your time worth? Okay, if you making $25-$30 an hour, man, okay, it's better to go ahead and pay something that's a little bit more streamlined than dump in 200 hours of trying to make something free work.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's true.
That's what I would say. That's like even with language learning, man. Um, basically instead of trying to make something free work, man, just pay the $100. Yeah,